Hey guys, what up? Gangstapranksta here, bringing the weekly wrestling review for I don't know which weeks. But I know it's been pretty late and I haven't uploaded this in a while, and I want to apologize real quick. Just had a lot of stuff going on and just not enough time to watch wrestling. Anyways, I'm here and we got a ton of stuff to talk about. We got reviews for RAW, Smackdown, Ring of Honor, Impact, predictions for Destination X, reviews for Ring of Honor, Best in the World 2012. We got wrestling news to talk about. Just a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's go and let's jump into this right away because we got a lot to talk about. So first off, we are going to cover Ring of Honor, the show that aired before the pay-per-view. So first match, Eddie Edwards versus Brutal Bob. Okay match, Eddie Edwards wins. After the match, Mike Bennett and Brutal Bob attack Eddie until Homicide makes a save. Actually, instead of doing a full rundown, let me just break down the important stuff. Well, the main event was Kevin Steen and Jimmy Jacobs versus Davey Richards and Kyle O'Reilly. Good match, no one wins. After all hell breaks loose, a brawl erupts and people got put through tables and stuff, and wrestlers and security came out and broke it up. So yeah, that was the Impact or the Ring of Honor show leading into the pay-per-view, which we're about to talk about. It's ROH Best in the World 2012. It was a pretty good show. I enjoyed it. Had some good matches. Let's go through real quick. First, we got the Briscoes versus Guardians of Truth. Pretty good match. Briscoes win. It looked like they messed up the finish. Not too sure though, but yeah. And the fun fact: the Guardians of the Truth were actually former WWE tag team, the Headbangers, and they were under hoods and stuff. So you didn't really get to know their identity, but it was reported on some wrestling news websites that it was the Headbangers. So that's pretty cool that they. I don't know if they're coming back full time, if they're eventually going to be revealed, but that's kind of cool. Next, we got Homicide versus Eddie Edwards. Good match. Homicide wins. Kind of surprised Homicide got the win. I thought they were going to do like Eddie Edwards taking on all these former world champions, and then eventually he would have a match with Kevin Steen. But Homicide picked up the win here. I don't know if he's back with the company. I'd like to hope so. But we'll just have to wait and see. Next, my match of the night, the match that I really enjoyed, was Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole in the hybrid fighting rules match. This was a good match, solid match, my pick of the night. Adam Cole wins, and you definitely got to check this out. Definitely check out the pay-per-view, it's pretty good, but if you don't want to order the whole pay-per-view, go look for this match. However, you gotta find it to watch it. Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole hybrid fighting rules match. Holy shit, they beat the fuck out of each other. I'm gonna link a picture in the description. Go check it out. Adam Cole got his face kicked in, man. His lip was sliced open. Oh, it's gross as shit. Go look at it in the description. It's crazy. I definitely recommend this match. It was bananas. Next, we got Finlay versus Michael Elgin. Good match. Elgin wins. This was a very slow-paced match. It never really seemed to take off and gain some momentum. It just very slow-paced, a lot of rest holds, and it was alright. Next, we got Mike Bennett comes out, and he just tears the crowd a new asshole. And then he starts making out with Maria. Mike Mondo comes out and challenges him to a match, so they have a little scuffle, and it was okay. Mondo won that. Next, we got Roderick Strong versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Jay Lethal for the TV title. Good match, Strong won. Good to see Strong win. And yeah, that was about it. So it was a good match. Next, we got All Night Express versus Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team for the tag team titles. This was also a good match. The All Night Express win and are the new tag team champions. So that's cool to see. But later on, we're going to find out more about the All Night Express, and they didn't get to keep their titles for too long. Last but not least, we got Kevin Steen versus Davey Richards. Anything goes match for the Ring of Honor World title. This was really good. Kevin Steen won. They beat the shit out of each other. You know, it was just a really good match. They had some crazy spots. Before the match, Kyle O'Reilly came out and turned on Davey and told him to go fuck himself and told the crowd to go fuck himself. And he wants nothing to do with Davey anymore. Pretty much going full heel. And I'm definitely expecting a Davey Richards versus Kyle O'Reilly feud coming up soon. But a lot of shenanigans near the end of the match, a lot of interference, a lot of run-ins. But it was good. I enjoyed it. It told a story. And after the match, Kevin Steen just rips into the crowd and tells New York to go fuck themselves. And it was just great. The ending was great. I definitely recommend Kevin Steen and Davey Richards and Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. Go check out those matches. But overall, the pay-per-view was good. I do. If you have the money, check it out. If you can watch it by other means, go ahead. But I definitely recommend Kevin Steen vs. Davey Richards, anything goes match, and Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole in the hybrid fighting rules match. Definitely check those matches out. All right, next we got Raw. This is the Raw from 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna go through real quick. It started out with Daniel Bryan vs. Kane vs. CM Punk in an elimination match. I thought that was a solid way to start the show. Daniel Bryan won that. Later on in the show, they had John Cena come out, and he was going to make a huge announcement. Chris Jericho made his return. That was cool to see. And Cena announced that he's going to be in the Raw Money in the Bank. That's whatever. So yeah, that was that. Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio, contract on a pole match. We're going to talk about the three-way in a second. Oh, not in a second, like a few. But that was definitely a solid match. This contract on a pole match, not a big fan of anything on a pole unless it's a stripper. So yeah, that was that. And the main event was Chris Jericho versus John Cena. Pretty good match. Cena wins by DQ after Big Show attacks him. So yeah, that was that Raw. Next we got Impact. And this Impact was my favorite Impact I have seen in quite some time. Like, from bottom to top, it was just solid. I really, really enjoyed it. So let's just go. I'm going to go through it all. So first match was Mr. Anderson versus RVD. Pretty good match. RVD wins. Solid way to start the show with a match. I like that a lot. And then we had Austin Aries comes out, and he talks about giving up the X Division title for a chance at the world title. And he announces that there's going to be a tournament to crown a new X Division champion. Bobby Roode comes out and gets in Aries' face. Roode talks shit about the X Division. Aries challenges Roode to a fight, but Roode leaves. Next, we got Sanjay Dutt versus Rubix. Good to see Sanjay Dutt back in TNA. Definitely one of my favorites. I hated the way that TNA used him. I thought he deserved an X Division title. He was probably one of the best X Division wrestlers to never win the title. And yeah, it's good. Hopefully he comes back full time with TNA. He had a pretty good match with Rubix, also known as Jigsaw in the independent circuit. Former ROH talent. Just a solid. I liked the match. I did. Next we got Bully Ray versus Samoa Joe. This was just a good match. They gave it time. It went like 10, 12 minutes. So they had time. They did all their stuff. Samoa Joe won that match. Next we got Rashad Cameron versus Mason Andrews. This was a pretty good match as well. Rashad wins. And funny thing about this is the same guy that got squashed by Ryback like the week before. So he's making a name for himself right now. Having a match with WWE, a tryout. I don't know if it was a tryout, whatever. He was on TV, and now he's with TNA, having an X Division match. He's probably going to be at the pay-per-view. So this guy's getting a lot of opportunities. He faced Mason Andrews, who I thought looked really good in the ring. I thought I'd definitely like to see him back in Ring of Honor or in Impact if they decide to bring him back. Next we got Taz, Bruce Pritchard, and Al Snow in the ring to see if they're going to give Taylor Hendricks a contract. So yeah, they're doing it, blah blah blah. They're like, yeah, I like her, no, I don't like her. And then Joey Ryan comes out from the crowd, and oh my god, it was just awesome. Like you weren't really expecting it, and he tells Taz to hit him, but he ends up getting escorted out, and just I really liked it. Anyways, they ended up giving her a contract, and I'm glad they picked her up. I think the Knockouts division is a bit stale right now, and hopefully she can help. I don't think she's going to make a big difference, but I don't think she'll hurt it. Also, for the next, if TNA is listening, which I highly doubt, but hopefully for the next gut check thing they do. Is it gut check? Gut check and open fight night. So for the next gut check, hopefully they can bring in some tag teams, because their tag team division now sucks dick, and hopefully they can bring in just a solid independent, a solid tag team from the independent scene. And last but not least, we have AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle versus Christopher Daniels and Kazarian in a tag team title match. Good match. Daniels and Kazarian win and are the new tag team champs. Like during the whole night, like, cause it seemed like Kazarian was like he had a change of heart, like he felt bad for what he did to AJ, but in the end he fucking turned on everybody and fucking just pretty much tricked everybody and still sided with Christopher Daniels. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of the tag team titles, like, just flip-flopping hands so much. Like, who are the champs? Oh, it was Samoa Joe and Magnus, then Daniels and Kazarian, then AJ and Angle, and then Kazarian and Daniels. And, like, I'd rather Daniels and Kazarian just fucking, like, kept the titles. Like, at Slammiversary, that should have just been a no title, a non-tag team title match, because Angle and fucking Styles didn't even care about the tag team titles. They didn't bring it out when they fucking went to do shit. They didn't do it in their interviews or whatever. It's like it just like completely forgot about it. So I'm glad. Hopefully Daniels and Kazarian can keep the tag team titles, maybe till Bound for Glory, maybe longer. So yeah. After the match, Daniels announces that Claire is pregnant and AJ is the daddy. That was alright. It was whatever. But overall, like, I just really enjoyed this show. Like, the matches were good. The backstage segments were good. Like, I really recommend this show. So definitely check it out. Next we got SmackDown. Anything memorable? Some Money in the Bank qualifying matches. We had Damian Sandow. He qualified. Tyson Kidd, who I'm super excited to see in the Money in the Bank. Like, I'm glad WWE is giving him a chance, because like he's such an underrated wrestler, and I think he's gonna do some cool spots in that Money in the Bank. So I'm glad to see that. Not Tyler. I don't know why I said Tyler. Justin Gabriel versus Tenzai in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Tenzai ended up taking that one. I know what they're doing with the Raw Money in the Bank, which I think is a horrible idea. Like, they're only doing WWE champions. I'd rather them do, like, 8 guys on Raw, 8 guys on SmackDown, and do it like that. But, like, there's 4 guys on Raw and, like, 7 guys on SmackDown. It's really retarded. Oh, I fucking hate it. But Tenzai's in the SmackDown one, whatever. And the main event was Alberto Del Rio versus Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler for the world title. This was a good match. I enjoyed it a lot. Sheamus ended up winning that. So yeah, that was the week before. Now this is the stuff that happened last week. So Raw, we got starts out with John Cena. Daniel Bryan comes out. CM Punk comes out. Jericho comes out. Kane comes out. Big Show comes out. They end up brawling. A lot of shit going on. Let's just try and skip to the important things. Paul Heyman appeared on this Titantron and said Brock Lesnar will announce his decision to face Triple H at the 1000th episode of Raw. Heath Slater comes out. He was interrupted by Doink the Clown. They had a match. It was alright. Heath Slater won, and after the match, DDP came out. Good to see DDP. It's been a while, and he looks really old. He looks really, really old. So yeah, he hits the Diamond Cutter on Slater. We had Tenzai versus Tyson Kidd. It was only like 2 seconds. Like Tyson Kidd just rolled him up. But anyways, good to see Tyson Kidd. I'm so glad they're giving him a chance to finally shine, and I hopefully this continues. Hopefully, I can only hope. And last but not least, the main event was CM Punk and John Cena versus Jericho and Daniel Bryan. Good match. No one wins after AJ comes out, sets up a table, and she wants to jump through it to get attention. But Punk and Bryan stop her. She kisses Punk and then pushes him off the top ropes onto Daniel Bryan through the table. So that was that. Next we got Impact. Bully Ray comes out. He starts some shit with Joseph Park. They're going to have a match next week. Next we got Crimson versus Devon TV title match. Okay match. Devon wins. After the match, Madison Rayne comes out and kisses Earl Hebner. Kind of gross. Like, this whole time it seems like she had a crush on Garrett Bischoff, and then like, oh, maybe she has a crush on Devon. Nope, it's Earl Hebner. Next we got Chris Sabin comes out and talks about his injury. Roode comes out and makes fun of Sabin and then attacks him. Austin Aries makes a save. I like that. They finally got to use Sabin in something important. Not important, but I don't know. It was just good to see Sabin not getting beat. Well, he did get beat up, but I don't know. Good to see Chris Sabin on TV there. Next, we got Dakota Darso versus Flip Casanova. Pretty good match. Flip wins. Kenny Omega versus Lars Only. Pretty good match. Kenny King wins. And I gotta say, I love Kenny King. We'll talk about him more in wrestling in the news section because a lot of drama going on. But, man, it's so good to see Kenny King, like, kind of go back to his roots. Because he kind of started in TNA. Like, he was with TNA in, like, late 2005, early 2006. And he would just get, squashed and beat up by other guys. And it's just so good to, like, see him go to Ring of Honor, become such an awesome wrestler, and just come back to TNA and just be like, suck it, I'm a better wrestler now. It's time to shine, and like, I'm proud of him. So yeah, good to see Kenny King in TNA. Hopefully we'll see more. We'll talk. Save it for wrestling news, whatever. Next we got Jeff Hardy versus James Storm. Good match. Hardy wins. And last but not least, Hulk Hogan comes out, tells Aries to come out. Robert Roode comes out and says he's gonna beat Aries. Aries comes out and says he's going to win, and he's not waiting for the pay-per-view. Roode backs down, then tries to hit Aries with the belt, but Aries ducks and nails Roode. Next we got SmackDown. This was the Great American Bash SmackDown, so let's just run through real quick. It starts out with Alberto Del Rio comes out. He starts making fun of illegal Mexicans. He starts picking on the fans. Sheamus comes out. They brawl. And it ends with Del Rio slamming the car hood on Sheamus. Next, we got Great Khali and Layla versus Antonio Cesaro and Oksana. It was okay. Layla and Khali win. Next, we got Cody Rhodes and Christian. Good match. Cody wins. And I think he advances to the Money in the Bank with this win. And next, we got Dolph Ziggler versus Alex Riley. Pretty good match. Ziggler wins. I think he also advanced to the Money in the Bank. Next we got Michael Cole's in the ring to interview AJ. He tells her she's crazy, and then he starts hitting on her. And I was like, what the fuck? Daniel Bryan comes out and tries to sweet talk AJ. Punk comes out and he tries to tell her that she needs help and stuff. And then AJ starts kissing Daniel. They start making out. Punk leaves, and then she chases him and starts making out with him, and what a slut. So yeah, next we got Sergeant Slaughter, Santino Marella, and Jim Duggan versus Hunico, Camacho, and Drew McIntyre. Okay match. Slaughter, Santino, and Duggan win. Next we got Kurt Hawkins versus Ryback. Blah match. Ryback wins. And last but not least, we have a 20-man battle royale. Winner is GM for next week. And it was a good match. I'm a big fan of battle royales. But the winner is Zack Ryder, kind of out of the blue, for a guy who's been losing consistently the past couple weeks. Well, no, he beat Heath Slater. He's been having like a mini feud with Damian Sandow. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. So next we got Ring of Honor. So starts out with Mike Mondo versus Davey Richards. Good match. No one won. It ended in a time limit draw. Next we got BJ Whitmer versus Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. Good match. Cole wins. We didn't get to see the full match. Just about half. But it was a solid half. And I could only imagine, like, seeing the whole thing. It was probably a good match. And I think Cole gets a future TV title match against Roderick Strong. So I think that's on the next show. And last but not least, we got Charlie Haas versus Jay Briscoe in a Texas Death Match. This was a really good match. I definitely recommend checking this out. Jay won. And yeah, go check out Ring of Honor TV. The ways to check out their thing is you can go to their website, rohwrestling.com. Go ahead and make a free account. Or you can subscribe to their YouTube. They post the shows. They post it like every 2 weeks. They'll post like, I don't know. They post their shows, but it's not up to date. They're like 2 weeks behind. But you can go check out their shows on their YouTube. It's just Ring of Honor. So yeah, definitely a good match. Texas Death Match. So next we have Destination X. We got a couple confirmed matches. And a bunch of X Division matches that are going to happen. So I'll leave the X Division thing for last. So first we got Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe, Bound for Glory series match. I think this should be a solid match. Definitely a big fan when these guys wrestle. I'm gonna have to go. I think Samoa Joe might win just because it's like the X Division kind of thing, and Samoa Joe's kind of an X Division wrestler. So I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe. And yeah. Next we got AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels, last man standing match. These two had a match last year on Destination X, and they had a good match, and I assume they're going to have another good match. They're going to have a last man standing match. I definitely expect Dixie to get involved, Claire, Kazarian, maybe even Angle, but I expect this is going to be a good match, definitely. And the main event, Robert Roode versus Austin Aries for the world title. As much as I love Aries, and as cool as it would be, I think Robert Roode's going to just retain the title until Bound for Glory, and then he's going to lose it to James Storm. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I think Roode's going to retain. Maybe have another pay-per-view with Aries, maybe. I don't know, but he's pretty much out of competitors right now. No, didn't he say? I think he's supposed to face Anderson next at the next pay-per-view, right? I believe so. I think it's going to be Roode versus Anderson at the next pay-per-view. Yeah, so I think Roode's going to win. Sucks. Maybe Austin Aries can feud with whoever is going to be the X Division champion. Maybe Kenny King? Oh, I love that. They had a little backstage segment where Aries is like, hey, Kenny, good to see you. And for those of you who don't know, they got a long relationship in Ring of Honor. Aries, he used to have a faction. It was him and the All Night Express, Kenny King and Rhett Titus. And yeah, it was awesome. Those were some good times in Ring of Honor. And just to see the two of them again, it was just really cool. So yeah, so we got Rubix versus Mason Andrews versus Lars Only versus Dakota Darso. I think the winner of that gets a spot in the the four-way Ultimate X match for the X Division title. So I'd like to see Mason Andrews win. I was really impressed with his in-ring work, and I'd like to see Rubix as well. I thought he was pretty cool, and he's got a mask, and that's always cool. People who have a mask, him or Mason Andrews, I think they're gonna make it to the Ultimate X. There's supposed to be a bunch of single matches that will qualify into the X Division title, Ultimate X. My hope, this is what I hope for the final four for the Ultimate X: Sanjay Dutt, Kenny King, Mason Andrews, and Zema Ion. So I'd like to see Kenny King win, maybe even Sanjay Dutt, but I think they're gonna give it to Zema Ion. I just think like they're gonna give it to someone who's in the company, not just like an outsider right now. Hopefully we get to see Sanjay Dutt back in TNA. Hopefully Kenny King. If I had to say, hey, pick one of these X Division guys and they'll be on TNA forever, I'd definitely have to go with Kenny King, in my opinion. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He's a good high flyer. He's a good wrestler. I think he has a total package. So I'd definitely like to see Kenny King in Ring of Honor or TNA more. I'm a big fan of Kenny King. Speaking of Kenny King, some bad news for him. Well, some drama. Some drama goes on. Wrestling. Lots of drama. So Kenny King, recently, a couple weeks ago, he won the ROH Tag Team titles at Best in the World pay-per-view we talked about earlier in the show. And he won the Tag Team titles, and his contract with Ring of Honor expired. So what happened was he informed Ring of Honor that he was going to be at TNA, but he wasn't supposed to wrestle. He ended up wrestling. Ring of Honor got mad at that, and they stripped him of the title. And they said they don't want to do business with Kenny King anymore. It's a shame. I'm a big fan of the All Night Express. I think they're a solid tag team. They just won the tag team titles too. But, I don't know what's going to happen with Rhett Titus, but I know Ring of Honor stripped them of the ROH Tag Team titles, so now there's no champs. And yeah, so, like, Kenny King's in, I don't know if he's with TNA. Hopefully, TNA, you fucked him out of Ring of Honor. You better fucking sign him. Like, that's all I gotta say. He's such a talented dude. Such a talented dude. I'd definitely like to see him in in TNA. I'd like to see him in Ring of Honor too, but if I had to see him in one, I'd definitely, hopefully, TNA has the bigger viewership than Ring of Honor. It's no surprise. They're on national TV. Ring of Honor's not on national TV. It gets around, but TNA has a bigger viewership, so I'd like to see Kenny King succeed. So hopefully TNA does something with him. Oh man, I could talk about Kenny King a lot. Anyways, yeah, hopefully TNA picks him up. Don't let this go for no reason. Okay, so some other couple wrestling news bits. TNA has released Angelina Love and Shannon Moore. Shannon Moore, he was fired or quit a couple months ago, and we talked about that then, but I guess now he confirmed it, whatever. I don't really think he's going to be missed. Angelina Love, she hasn't been used in a while, so I don't know. I would have liked to seen her make a couple of appearances before she got released or something, but I mean, she's not doing anything, and they've been releasing a shit ton of people, so I guess okay, if they're going to bring in new talent like a Kenny King or a Taylor Hendricks or whoever else, then yeah, it's good. Don't let it just like, oh, we're going to fire her and then not hire anybody else. Like, that would just be dumb. So yeah, so sad to see her go. Maybe WWE in the future, I have no idea. But yeah, and the biggest news of all, Maxine has quit WWE. You might be asking yourself, who the fuck is Maxine? I asked myself the same thing. I don't know who the fuck she is. I know she was on NXT, but really, who gives a shit? I don't give a shit. You didn't do shit, so who gives a fuck? So go fuck yourself. And she says she's not going to any other wrestling company. Good. That's great. Because I don't give a shit. I really don't. She did nothing for me. Maybe if it was like Natalia, like, oh, fuck, that's huge. Like, that's huge. But it's Maxine, like, who gives a fuck, honestly. If you give a fuck, let me know in the comments. And then I'll tell you that you're crazy. So yeah, that was it for the weekly wrestling reviews. Again, I apologize for doing this so late. Hopefully you forgive me. I'm hoping to have the next one out super, like, ASAP. So yeah, like, no more procrastinating. So yeah, anyways, guys, thank you for watching another video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and leave a comment on anything I talked about, the whole Kenny King thing, Destination X. Let's talk about all that. Leave it in the comments. And keep up with my WWE universe. I've been uploading a lot recently, and I've been enjoying it a lot. We got the Money in the Bank pay-per-view coming up soon, and it's looking to be a good show. So, again, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care, and catch us next time where we got reviews for Destination X, RAW, SmackDown, Impact, Ring of Honor, and I think it's predictions for WWE Money in the Bank. So, yeah, check us out next time, guys. Again, I want to thank you, and peace out.